Okay, good morning to all. My name is V. Jyoti, lecturer in zoology. Today topic is aquatic ecosystem. An aquatic ecosystem is an ecosystem in a body. An aquatic ecosystem is an ecosystem in a body of water communities of organisms that are dependent on each other and their environment. It live in aquatic ecosystem. The two main type of aquatic ecosystem are freshwater ecosystem and marine water ecosystem. An aquatic ecosystem is an ecosystem in a body of water communities of organisms like fauna and flora that are depend on each other and on their environment live in aquatic ecosystem. The aquatic ecosystem is divided into a two main type. First one, freshwater ecosystem and marine water ecosystem is the freshwater ecosystem. Freshwater ecosystem cover earth 1% of the earth's surface and inhabited 0.09 percentage. So its total water they generated nearly 3% of it net primarily production freshwater ecosystem. Again two type they are lentic ecosystem and lotic ecosystem. Lentic means uh, uh, standing water ecosystem. Example lake, pond, pools. Lotic ecosystem means running water ecosystem like a river, stream and spring. Okay, freshwater ecosystem 1% of cover the freshwater cover 1% of total water percent on the earth's surface. So freshwater ecosystem is anotherwise called limnology. Limnology is referred to the study of freshwater organism. It relation to their environment. It deals with the physical, chemical, biological, and geological aspect of freshwater. Freshwater habitat is the smallest habitat when compared to marine and terrestrial habitats. Freshwater consists of low salt concentration. The freshwater ecosystem is divided into a two types. Okay, lentic and lotic. Okay, freshwater ecosystem are subset of the earth's aquatic ecosystem. They include lake and pond, rivers, stream and spring and wetlands. Like terrestrial, they can be concentrated with marine ecosystem which have a large salt content. Freshwater rivers are often home a wide variety of species from insect to amphibians, reptiles, fish, birds, and even mammals, turtles and ducks, another crocodiles and catfishes, dragonfly and crabs can be found in rivers all around the world. And the Amazon River is even home to the pig and freshwater dolphin. Okay, importance of freshwater ecosystem. Yet freshwater is essential for the life plants, animals, and humans all need fresh water to serve. We use for drinking water to irrigate crop as part of sanitation system and in industrial factories to name a few. Water used up from groundwater, rivers and lake is replenished by rain and snowfall. Okay, uh, first we next one we discuss too some important lakes and like some of examples are today. Okay, this freshwater ecosystem we observe there are importance of lake is the abiotic factors. Abiotic factors means abiotic factors like water, carbon dioxide, oxygen, inorganic compound, organic compound, light and temperature, pressure, pH, etc. Next, producers. What you produce? The producers synthesize by the food from abiotic substance. They carry out photosynthesis. The producers of life included phytoplankton like diatoms, blue green algae, green flagellates, rooted plants, submerged plants, and floated plants. Some like plants. Consumers. What are consumers do? Consumers to eat their organism. The organism which depend the producers are called primary consumers or herbivorous. Example, zooplanktons like cyclops is a zooplankton and daphnia also zooplankton and some insect and some snails also there. Okay, examples of consumers too or another name is primary consumer or herbivorous. The primary consumers are eaten by the secondary consumers are there. Some is a primary consumer, next to it to secondary consumers. Secondary primary consumer is the herbivorous, another secondary consumer eaten secondary consumer are carnivorous. Carnivore means flesh eating animals are carnivores. These carnivores are called primary carnivores because they are first carnivore in the food chain. Example, small fishes, frog, etc. Okay, secondary consumers are eaten by the tertiary consumer or secondary consumer. Okay, tertiary consumer are secondary carnivores. Example, large fishes, snakes. Okay, secondary consumers secondary carnivores. Example, large fishes, snakes, and some decomposers also there. Okay, down part we observe this was decomposers. Decomposers. The decomposers are organisms that break up the dead body of another organisms and their waste product. They include microbes like bacteria and fungi. They secrete enzyme. The enzymes digest and dead organisms. Dead organ debris into smaller molecule. These molecules are absorbed by the decomposers. After taking energy, decomposers release the molecules to the environment as chemical to be used again by the producers. To be used to the producers. Okay, next we also importance also we observe. Next, marine water ecosystem. Marine water ecosystem. This we observe. Freshwater aquatic ecosystem is two type. One is freshwater ecosystem, and another one is marine. Marine ecosystem is ocean and seas. Okay, oceans and seas are marine water ecosystem we observe. Okay, okay, marine water ecosystem. Marine ecosystem compares the sea and ocean. It is a mega ecosystem. It is a mega ecosystem like Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Indian Ocean. Marine habitat refer to the place to place organism to the sea and ocean. The study of marine organism in relation to another environment is called oceanography. The marine habitat is inhabited by representative of almost all group of animals except three groups, mainly Myriapoda, Ankylopoda and Amphibia. For the sum of groups animals are except marine. Okay, Myriapoda and Onychopora and Amphibia except marine, and other animals are marine. Okay, some there are zones are there. This was coral reefs, raw coral reef also formation. Okay, marine ecosystem are among the large of earth aquatic ecosystem. Example include salt marshes and intertidal zones and estuaries and lagoons. Lagoons are formed to reef. Okay, mangroves, coral reefs, the deep sea and the sea floor. They can be contracted with freshwater ecosystem which have lower salt concentrate. Okay, importance of marine ecosystem. The marine or the significant source of oxygen for our plant and are instrumental in the capture and storage of carbon dioxide. Marine species provide important ecosystems such as a provision of food and medicines and livelihood. They also support tourism and recreational activities around the world. Okay, thank you. But we go to another slide. This also ecosystem, aquatic ecosystem also. This important fresh water ecosystem is first one lentic and lotic. Lentic means lake, lotic means river. This was very important. Groundwater, brackish water also there, and how many groundwater and brackish water and marine water. Rainwater is the oceanography. Okay, next is the anthropogenic water is the drinking water. These types, okay, we see. We import importance of aquatic ecosystem is important. Biodiversity, okay, species richness or trophic structure is biodiversity. And next, breeding ground for many species. Next, buffer system or physical and chemical. And snakes, resting place for sediment and chemicals. Only part of the hydrological cycle, that another part are there. Okay, so this was important ocean and sea. I see, this was kilometers. Okay, we observe. Okay, freshwater ecosystem example of including ponds and lakes, streams, rivers, and wetlands. Okay, wetland area of land that are periodically under water or whose soil contain a great idea of moisture, normally on the edge of a pond, lake and rivers. A freshwater ecosystem. Next, characteristic of aquatic ecosystem, very important characters. Factors such as temperatures. This was organic, inorganic component law, so it important to. First one is temperature, sunlight, oxygen, and nutrition determine which organism live in which area of the water. Three groups of aquatic organisms include first one plankton are called mostly microscopic organisms that float or drip freely in the water and can be microscopic animals like zooplankton or microscopic plants like phytoplankton. Next, nekton. Nekton are all organisms that swims actively in open water independent of current. Benthos, nekton and benthos are bottom dwelling organisms of the sea or ocean and are often attached to hull surface. Next, lake and pond can form naturally where groundwater reaches the earth's surface. Human intentional create artificial lake and damming flooring and rivers and stream to use them for power and irrigation, water storage, and reaction. And recreation means reservoir. Okay, recreation. Okay, this is important. Next is structure into horizontal and vertical zone. The type of organisms present depend on the amount of sunlight available. Ponds and lake. Okay, very important. This was okay. Next, range in size from just a few square meter to thousands of square kilometer. Ponds may be seasonal, lasting just a couple of months, such as seasonal pools. Lakes may exist for hundreds of years or more. They have limit species di- diversity since they are often isolated from one another and from another water source like rivers and ocean. Life in a lake. Okay, life in a lake. 1 minute. This also same lateral zone and benthic zone. Water animals are observing. This was a lateral zone shows zone that light react the bottom and neutral plants and aquatic life is delivers and advent. In open water, plant algae and some bacteria capture solar energy to make their own food during photosynthesis. Benthic zone. So benthic is the region near the bottom of pond, lake and ocean, which is inhabited by the decomposers, insect larvae and clams. Some bodies of fresh water have areas so deep that there is too little light for photosynthesis. Bacteria live in the deep area of fresh water. Next, even naturally dead and delaying organisms reach in the benthic zone. Okay, how nutrient affect legs. Next, eutrophication is a very important increasing increase in the amount of nutrients such as nitrates in an aquatic ecosystem. Very important nutrient such as nitrates. As the amount of plants and algae grow, the number of bacteria feeding on the recycling organisms also grow. This bacteria used to oxygen dissolved in the lake's water. Eventually, the reduced amount of oxygen kills oxygen loving organisms. Okay, aquatic ecosystem. This one aquatic example. First one is limnatic zone, producer zone, and benthic zone. Very important. Three zones are limnatic. Limnatic zone is the sunlight is formation is limnatic and producer zone and benthic zone of important. Next, rivers. A river is usually cold and full of oxygen and runs swiftly through a slow river bed. As a river flows down a mountain, it may be broadened because warmer, wider, slower, and decrease in oxygen. A river change with the land and the climate through which it flows. Okay, 1 minute. Okay, streams and rivers. This was a lentic already we observed it. Okay, bodies of flowing water moving in one direction, found everywhere. They get their start at hard water, which may be spring, snowmelt, or even lakes. Travel all the way to their mouth, usually another water channel or the ocean. Is a life in a liver. Some Moses anchors, for example, these Tamils to rock. This was an example of the life in a river. Okay, rivers in a dangers. Some dangers also there. Okay, industry use river water in a very dangerous situation like reap some waste water too. People having used river to uh, sewage and garbages. Some sewage and garbage. So rivers in damage. How it to turn up from the land, put the pesticides and another poison into rivers and coat riverbeds with toxic sediments. It was very important. How the rivers damage. 1 minute. Next, what factor can alter aquatic ecosystem? What factors? Okay, the natural uh, succession, normal cycle of pond becoming forest, and ecological succession we all don't know. Okay, succession, artificial succession, human add nitrogen and potassium to water via fertilizers like phosphate, nitrogen and phosphate to water via fertilizers and sewage, causing succession to happen faster, nutrification. So very important, nitrogen, phosphate. Okay, next, what factor can alter aquatic ecosystem? Water pollution, like excretion used to fertilizers, industries, waste disposal. Okay, water pollution we observe. Okay, water pollution occur in when energy and another material are released in water and contaminating the quality of it for another uses. Okay, surface water pollution found on the exterior of the earth's crust, oceans and rivers and lakes. Surface water is pollution. And groundwater pollution found in soil or under rock structure or types. Microbiological pollution, microorganisms that view on water and fresh that can cause illness to land animals and humans. Oxygen oxygen depletion pollution, microorganisms that in water and sea feed on biodegradable substance. Different causes of water pollution. Some marine dumping and industrial waste, sewage mainly from households. Some different causes of water pollution like nuclear waste, oil pollution, underground strong storage lakes, some some underground storage leaks also produce water pollution. Effect on environment, toxic water, thermal heating, effect of environment and our sources of water. Some effect on human, diseases caused by drinking contaminated water, swimming in polluted water, contact with chemically polluted water, and effect on animals. Okay, 200 turtles in Australia's surrounded water die each year. Every year, 200 turtles in Australia will be die used to plastic. They eat to plastic. Next, effects on animals. Birds and mammals become coated with oil is the affected. So what you can do? So protect. Turn off running water and some your skin and fluids than your fertilizer and correctly participated in a clean up. Some join a special society devoted to the prevention of water pollution. Some spread a awareness. Some amen with plastic. So awareness. Thank you. Okay, tomorrow class I will repeated another topic. So thank you for giving this opportunity.